stunning setting here at Old Billingsgate. And I'm delighted to welcome Rafa Benitez, the Newcastle manager, back in the Premier League as well, Rafa. And congratulations on that achievement as well. Fantastic season for Newcastle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the championship is quite complicated, but we did well. So the team, the fans, the city, everybody was together, and that was crucial for our achievement.
What do you think was the key to it?
No, I think good players, obviously, because they make the difference. The fans, 52,000 fans every game at home, and especially also the support away. So I think the city, everyone was pushing. I would say the staff in the club, everyone was trying to achieve what we wanted to achieve, to go back quickly to the Premier League.
Well, you got there very quickly, and not many teams do in recent times as well.
I think 33% of the teams that were relegated, they go up first attempt. So it's quite complicated, and if you don't do that, because normally you can go back with more pressure. So if you don't do that the first attempt, it's even more difficult because you feel the pressure.
So what shape are you in now, Rafa, would you say?
The team, I think, is fine. So still we can improve, and we want to improve. Every manager wants to improve. But we have a good team. We will see if we can improve a little bit the squad, thinking about the Premier League. That is another challenge, another level.
How hard is that going to be? Make that
very hard because the prices are crazy, and then we missed some targets at the beginning, and I think we are praying for that, but hopefully we can find solutions and we can bring what we need. Sometimes it's not what we want, it's what you need, and then what you can afford now.
So much money is being spent as well.
Yeah,
how difficult is the transfer market right now for a club like Newcastle?
It's quite difficult for everyone, but especially the team that they don't have as much money as the others. So the teams at the top, they put the prices so high now that if you go for average players, they ask for big money, big commissions, and big wages. So everything is more difficult. So it's what I say. You can try to sign what you need, but sometimes you have to try to sign what you can. Then that is a tricky question, because if you sign a player, say, oh, it's the player that you wanted. Yeah, but maybe it's the fifth on the list, but it still is your player. So you have to support the player, and you have to be sure that it's good enough for what you are looking for. But okay, we are trying to do our business.
Of course, it also depends on the size of your budget, doesn't it? And we heard Mike Ashley saying that when you were promoted, that he would make every penny available to you he possibly could. Yeah, what's the story now?
The story, as I said before, we missed some targets at the beginning, and now we are trying to do our best what is available. But even if you have, because I can read our fans saying, listen, now we will sign the 25 million striker. We cannot, because sometimes they are not available. But if they are available, the price is not 20, the wages are not the same, and the commissions of the agents now are huge. So then I think that we will try to do our best in the conditions that we are at the moment.
But are you happy with it, Rafa? I've been picking up mixed messages from you.
I am not happy, but at the same time, for me it's a challenge, and I will try to do my best. If I decide to stay, I told the fans, the city, the fans, the statue of the club, to stay in England, to stay in the Premier League. So I want to do my best, but obviously every manager wants to improve and have better players if it's possible. But at the same time, I'm happy with the players that I have, because the team spirit was quite good last year, and hopefully we can replicate that this year.
You say if you decide to stay?
No, I decide to stay. When I decide to stay, it's because for me it's a challenge, and say I'm not totally happy with what we did, but I will try to do my best, and I am working very hard with people in the club trying to improve what we have at the moment.
But I know Newcastle fans are terrified, Rafa. I know how important you are to them and to the city. Is there any danger of you walking away from Newcastle United?
Very difficult, because my Chinese is not good enough. So, and no, I'm trying to do my best now, and it has to be something that you cannot control. But at the moment, and really commitment and fully commitment with trying to do the best that I can now.
Last year, your club had a winning mentality. You've talked already about it might be different this year. You might have to get used to being stronger when you lose. Are you trying to prepare the club, the city, for a difficult season ahead?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the main thing, to be sure that the fans, they understand that this year will be totally different. Even with the massive support that we have had, we can lose games, and for the players it has to be the same. So we have to have an idea, a game plan, what we want to do, and after that try to stick with this plan. If something is wrong, move to plan B, but just keep the same mentality and the togetherness that we have this year. So I think it's important to be sure that even in the worst moment, even losing games, the winning mentality has to be there. So you have to be ready for the next game, for the next challenge.
Do you set yourself a target now at this stage? Is it about survival, or can you be more ambitious than that?
No, the first thing is try to be sure that you don't go back again to the championship, but with ambition. Ambition means that every game for us will be a challenge to get 3 points, to win 3 points, and we will see how high can we be in the table. But I cannot say, oh, we will be in the top 8, because the fan will say, oh, fantastic, he's very ambitious, but I am realistic at the same time. So we need to be sure that we do well every single game. We are out of the last 3 positions and see where we go.
What about the start you've got? We can't wait to see you on Sunday. We're taking on Tottenham, and of course last time that Tottenham went to St James's Park, it was pretty brutal for Spurs. Newcastle beat them 5-1.
Don't talk too much about this game, because Pochettino is already excited, so he wants to revenge. No, I think it was a massive game for us. Everybody was really pleased in our side, but they will be totally different. They have been improving every single year under Pochettino, so the club has been run very well, and they have very good players. They talk about they were not signing players, but it doesn't matter. They have a very good group of young players that they are getting better and better with more experience, so they will be more dangerous. Yesterday I was talking with Mauricio, with Pochettino, so I think he's a great manager. He knows his team, and he knows that even without signing players, he has a very good squad.
So that's on Sunday, which means it gives you a couple of days in case you want to add any more. Is there time to do that?
Yeah, with the transfer window open until the end of August, still you can bring players, but before the game, if you bring anyone, I don't think I will be available for the game. So they need to know all the tactics, all the set pieces or whatever. I think that we will not have time for that. But if we bring someone before the end, I think it will be good for the team, for the fans. Will be a little bit of a boost for everyone.
Rafa, thank you very much. Great to see you this morning.
Pleasure.
Good spirits,
thank you.
Despite
nice
a difficult pre-season. And Rafa's Newcastle take on Spurs in their opening game of the season. Moussa Dembele, part of that Spurs team. Let's hear from him now with Jeff Shreves. Hopefully you can hear me now. We're having a few little technical issues. I think, Rafa, not helped by these conditions.
I'll have to do it again.
No, they heard us fine.
Okay. Right.
But we're hoping to get back to Jeff Shreves and Moussa Dembele very shortly. In the meantime, on Moussa Dembele, Rafa, is he someone... He doesn't get a lot of headlines. Is he someone that football people respect for the work that he does?
I will tell you something that nobody knows. Dries Mertens, is his friend, when I was in Napoli, I was asking him, and then a great player, good professional, blah, blah, blah. So I was following him for a while because we have very good reports. So he's a great player. Hopefully he will stay quiet and calm during the weekend.
Dwight Gale, we were hoping he was going to be here today. Unfortunately, he's back in Newcastle having some treatment. Is there anything you can tell us about him and his fitness before the weekend?
He's fine, so he's training now, but the question is that the feeling. Sometimes the player, they need to feel they are 100% fine. And then he has the feeling that he's not sure, but he's training, and hopefully he could be available.
Jacob Murphy, another that you spent big money on, I think £12 million, and he's a real, well, thereabouts, he's a real Newcastle fan as well. We heard from Jacob this morning. He can't wait, clearly, for the season to get started. What have you signed in Jacob Murphy?
It's this kind of thing that I was talking about, fans and passion. So he's someone that wants to impress, he's someone that has the feeling that he can go to his city and then show something, his levels, his quality. So I think that when we talk about young players, you are expecting the best from them right now, but sometimes you have to wait a little bit. But he's keen to learn. We are working on different things, and he has the potential, so hopefully he can do well for us this year.
If you don't mind, Rafa, I wouldn't mind just asking you a couple of questions. And you're extending your remit because of our technical problems here this morning. I'm going to apologise again. As someone who's watched so much football across the world, how do you view the top 6 that we saw in the Premier League last year and the challenges that they face taking on each other?
I think it's quite exciting to see the level of the players, the level of the teams. But some people, they think that what happened last year maybe will be a reflection of what will happen this year. But it's a big difference when you play in Europe or not. So some of the teams, they were not playing in Europe. Now they will play in Europe. They will have 2 games a week. Some of the teams that they used to play 2 games a week, they are a little bit stronger. So I think that can be a crucial part of the season in terms of teams at the beginning, but especially at the end, when you are playing so many games and 2 games a week, and you are playing for trophies, and you are going to the semi-finals, you are going to the finals, then you will see the difference in terms of character, mentality and experience.
Rafa, I thank you again for your patience.
A pleasure.
Good luck on Sunday as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Against Moussa Dembele, who is now with Jeff.